It's gonna be interesting. We're going to see. I've seen MasTeR play before. He was actually on my clan for.
Oh.
It was like a loan that the AM StarCraft 2 did to our clan.
Mhm.
He played for a month with us, and
Mm.
so I had the chance to get to know him.
Mm.
And he's playing perfect, dude. He plays like a 6-4 in 4. But now you ask yourself, why is he on that MMR? It's because some way, somehow, he makes all the best decisions, but once he get into the minute 10, he starts to mess it up like everything. He could be 3 bases from an advantage and he loses anyway. And I don't know how to explain it, man. Hopefully it doesn't happen in this game. Hopefully it does not happen in this game.
Hopefully not, as we are getting ready for the grand finals, los grand finales here. Best of 5, Sentimiento Latino 125. Only one of these two will be able to walk away as the champion. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner is potentially one of those players. We have the CranKy Duckling himself, El Condor. Hailing from the land of Peru and Italy, it is Ryu.
And spawning at the top right corner, he is the blue Protoss player directly from Brazil. Nhao Macaquinho. He is Buraco Branco, most known as MasTeR.
What the hell did you just say?
I just called him a monkey.
Cristiano! Oh my
You
god!
didn't expect that, did you? It was a friendly approach. It wasn't like me. You know? please forgive me, mate. If you see this video, please forgive me. Don't kill me, mate.
Shaken. Why do you know how to say that in Portuguese? Why?
Ah, você fala merda! Você é um macaquinho.
Oh god.
You know, playing with Brazilians, that's what you get, you know?
That's what you
They
learn.
insult you, and now you know how to insult them. You learn, you grow, you survive. You know, that's the deal.
Shiba.
Ah, Shiba.
Shiba. Oh god. But here we go, a ZvP, and I wanted to probe your mind a little bit here. I know you definitely have some insight because you were saying that you were competing alongside our Protoss player here. But tell me, if there was a world where an alternate universe where I'm casting with Darking, Cristiano's in the finals, what would you have done? Knowing what you know about Ryu, how would you play against him as a Protoss player?
I'll go for Tempest.
Yeah, true. Mm-hmm.
I'll go for Tempest. I think he wouldn't expect that from a 5.1, 5.4. I'll do 5 Tempest, and then I'll transition into 3 bases with Mass Void Ray in 3 Stargates. When you do Tempest, you force the Zerg to go into Mass Corruptor. And if he doesn't do that, he's gonna die because the Tempest can start killing all your drones and one-shot your queens. So you must have Corruptors. And once the Zerg things can kill the Protoss, he's like, haha, 5 Tempest against 15 Corruptors. I already owned you. You already have like 7 Void Rays in your main. That's it, the Zerg's done. So it would have been my approach. Of course, if you scout it early, the Zerg can literally counter you and you're dead. But like I said, you have to do things that the enemy does not expect in order to buy yourself a better possibility of winning the game. So hopefully Buraco in this game can go for a standard approach with 3 bases, and from there do something crazy, you know, mass charge, mass void with carriers, do an approach that commits a lot into one single tech and not a lot of techs. So hopefully he can do that.
Yeah, I hope so. Like, and this wouldn't have been a bad map for Tempest either. Like, and obviously we got to see some of your Tempest play against Jim Rising earlier today. We were lucky enough to see that. I'm sure Jim wasn't. I'm sure he didn't like it, but it was fine. Don't worry about it. But yeah, well, we'll see if we get to see that here. We do see a second Stargate being thrown down here for MasTeR, and it does look like he wants to go into what seems to be double Stargate play. Unfortunately, not looking to go for a fast fleet beacon, like we may have wanted to see.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going for that macro play style, you know, because he's getting the Forge, he's getting one more Stargate.
Yeah.
He's playing very comfortable in his base, you know. The only thing left for him is to get that Twilight or hopefully a Robotics Bay. He needs to get something else than just air. And there you go. There's the Robotics Bay. And yeah, I think he's in a very good spot in terms of macro. On the other hand, Ryu also has his good hand. He's not losing a single drone against the Oracle. I think only one drone has been killed, or Cerning perhaps, I don't know. But yeah, Ryu's been like astonishing, you know, like he's playing perfect. He hasn't suffered any drone losses. So it's not the best for our Protoss Master, but it could be worse, you know.
Yeah.
It can always be bad, you know.
I was about to say, like, what I'm worried about is that Ryu is kind of getting away with a lot. When I think of Ryu, like, honestly, he is really good at the late game. Like, that's kind of what he does. That's what he's known for. His, like, Viper control and going into Corruptors and, like, Infestors. I've seen him struggle a lot against, like, even Glaive Adepts, you know, things like that. Like, these early, like, Gateway Robo pressure or all-ins. But like at the moment, like he's been left alone to just get more bases, get more drones, tech up as well. And that's a scary thing if you allow a Zerg player to do that.
Indeed, indeed. And imagine if MasTeR would have gone for that mass adept push at 4 gates. It could have been very interesting to see that coming, you know. But Ryu wasn't really scouting it at that time, so it would have been a nice approach actually. But it's not gonna be the case. Actually, Robotics Play on the way. It seems like we're going to see Disruptor play, I guess. I don't imagine seeing Colossus. And the Voiders are trying to snipe the hatchery, but it's not going to happen because the Queens are already defending this very well. They're actually going to get a Void Ray for free, and the Transfuses can always save the hatchery if there's another attempt of killing that hatchery.
Yeah, I'm a little bit shocked. Chad Ryu didn't even waste the transfuse. Like, he was so confident that he was going to be able to save his hatchery, and he just swatted the Void Rays away. Jesus Christ. Meanwhile, he is going into his Hydras. He already has a couple of the Hydra upgrades, working on Infestors as well. Doesn't have a Spire yet, even though he scouted the Fleet Beacon. He got into the main base with this Overseer. He saw the carriers in production. At the moment, he is still just going to chill with Hydra Infestor, and now working on his Hive.
I actually like it because he knows that if he goes against carriers with batteries and you know, cannons and even disruptors, you're not gonna get the best. You know, battery overcharge can just murder you. So the Oracle's watching every single move from the army supply of Ryu. So instead of attacking, the best approach would be to take more bases, spread more creep, get the Infestors, and hopefully get Spire. If not, go for Lurker then. And that's what we are actually watching in this game. He's going for Lurker approach. You guys might think Lurkers don't shoot up, you know, why would you do Lurkers against carriers? And the answer is, it's a very good unit to harass, you know, and to establish siege positions, to kill a static defense. It's the best unit, you know. But disruptors can counter this. So the only way to handle the disruptors, these are two ways. You one-shot them, or you go for Vipers. Like, there's no other way. Yeah, I'm a little bit scared from Ryu, but since he's got the Infestors, carriers will never be a problem. The problem real are the disruptors.
Exactly. And speaking of those disruptors, there we go. 3 Vipers are on the way. So Ryu is kind of going back to his roots, you know, Hydra Lurker Viper. This was his go-to in this matchup for a very long time. Obviously, he's mixing in other spellcasters like all of these Infestors, which are going to obviously play their own role. But I do hope that once he maxes out, he does start thinking ahead about like a transition into Corruptors. I do hope that he doesn't neglect the Spire tech. as he progresses in this game.
Yeah, and actually, I love the spores that he's
Oh yeah.
doing. Kind of like this forest of spores. It's the right move because he knows that this game is going for a very late game, you know. And in order to survive those carriers, you must have static defense um, against air. You know, disruptors are now on the way. This could be
Oh,
huge, but ooh, nice
wow.
pull from the Vipers. Nice defense. And yeah, our Master Protoss needs to pull back right now.
Yeah, I just like that, every single disruptor was just sniped, essentially. Not a single Nova went off. We even have a fungal in the main army. And unfortunately, there was no way to counter the Vipers. There were no High Templar for feedbacks or Storm or any of that. And as you said, MasTeR is forced back.
Yeah. And actually, I think the queen is. No, no, I thought the queen was going to take out that stasis ward. It would have been nice. And as you guys can see, lurkers can handle the Zealots, can handle the Archons, can make the siege approaches. They are a very good unit. The spores, on the other hand, are trying to get more damage, you know, and they don't take any supply at all. So it's the best unit to have in a siege mode against Skytos. And the Zealots, on the other hand, are getting into the natural, I think the main actually.
Oh, yeah, they get all the way into the main base. A group of Hydras are forced to come all the way back home. They will clean this up, but it does mean that the frontal position is a little bit weaker. Not too much drones are going to get killed, but at least MasTeR is going to be able to give himself a little bit more breathing room as, oh, he's going to dive on top of the lurkers.
Yeah, and the queens, there's only 5, 6 queens, I think.
Oh my
Kind of
God.
like 7. Infestors actually holding themselves very well. The queens with the transfuses, the lurkers, and the spores. I mean, what just happened there? He had no Hydralisk and he defended with a very
Hey,
nice
you
way.
don't-
Now imagine the offensive. What?
Yeah, apparently you don't need Hydras to fight carriers, apparently, as he's spreading that creep. Oh my God, we even see a yoink.
Oh.
Another carrier gets sniped.
No, this is bad news for the Protoss player. Archons are actually a very nice unit. They are doing a lot of DPS, but for how long? You know, the lurkers are doing the job as well. The fungals are getting the Archons to be so slow that you can just simply grab them with the Vipers and make it all easy for the Zerg. I love how Ryu makes it look so easy to beat Skytos, you know?
Oh God, he's doing very well, but he hasn't, still hasn't been able to break any of the bases. Like, regardless, MasTeR is still in a pretty nice position when it comes to his army supply, but I don't know if I'm convinced by the army itself. Charge Lot Archon Carrier. Well, we'll see how it works.
Yeah, I'm not convinced at all as well because he's not going for storms. He just simply goes for the mass carrier and just look what's happening because you don't have high Templars. Carriers get just pulled and there's nothing to do with it. You know, he just lost like 30 army supply in a blink of an eye and he's trying to mass Archons, but lurkers are just simply gonna counter that with the fungals and infestors. And I think we're starting to look at the last minutes of this game because he's dying.
Yeah.
He's losing everything.
The microbial shots have just been too good. The Archons are doing a lot of damage, to be fair, but in come those lurkers. The detection just got sniped. There's no vision. Oh, no, never mind. There's plenty of vision. It's all good, but it's too much Zerg anyway. And in come the Corruptors.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. You know, GG. That's it. You know, he didn't want to try it. Oh, yeah. He's not like X. Cap.
Kappa, man, Kappa. GG, Ryu takes the first game in a longer macro game there, in a late game ZvP. But, again, we were kind of talking about it. MasTeR's late game composition was a little bit awkward and it was missing a couple of things.
Yeah, he was missing a lot of things. Actually. Like the upgrades. He was missing the disruptors. He was also missing the High Templars, the Mothership. He missed a lot of things. The static defense. He I think he did not show his best level, you know. He thought that with a click he would be able to win. But Ryu is not that easy, you know. He's tough, you know. You gotta do something else.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, so hopefully MasTeR can approach this in maybe a different way as we are getting ready for game number 2 here. It looks like the map is going to be Blackburn. As we get into game number 2, I want to give a bit of a shout out to KJ Freedom in the chat. Thank you so much for the raid. If you don't know who KJ is, he is the owner of Storm Gaming. So thank you so much for the raid. We appreciate the support, and I hope you enjoyed your broadcast of, I think, FSL. Oh, thank you so much. As we continue our grand finals, and Cristiano, I have a request.
Oh my god.
I have a request.
Please.
Darking in the chat has just redeemed an Enya intro. Do you know what that is?
I don't have any clue.
They redeemed with their channel points a Spanish intro. An intro in Spanish.
Oh, I have to do a Spanish intro with you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, mate. Okay, let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's go for it. Así que, representando en la esquina inferior derecha, representando con el color cerc y rojísimo, el mismísimo jugador peruano, uno de los mejores de CranKy Ducklings, el mismísimo Ryu.
Ay, ay, ay. ¿Qué hago? Y en la sección inferior de la mapa de Blackburn, o de negro, ¿cómo se llama? Negro quemado.
Azul.
El azul, protos. El brasilero tenemos representando amantes de StarCraft. Tenemos el buraco blanco. Tenemos MasTeR.
Okay, now I feel like the typical gringo that says Mexicans. God damn it, those Mexicans.
What do you mean Mexicans? What are you talking about?
When I lived in the United States, there was a lot of Americans that every time they heard Spanish or anything that comes from that culture, Mexicans. Just Mexicans. Anything from south of United States, Mexico. If you say something in Spanish, taco. Taco Bell. Taco. Oh, you're illegal? You must be illegal and taco. Yeah, so it was kind of like every time I had to handle those people, I was like, why are these guys so ignorant? Like, I come from a country that lacks of education, but these guys are supposed to have much better education than our country, and they don't even know what Mexico is. Like, they only think that every Latin American people is from Mexico. Like, I asked them, what's Argentina? Do they know Peru, Bolivia, Chile, Uruguay? I don't know. Have some goddamn culture. They don't even know that.
Yeah, exactly. They keep saying taco and they don't give respect to the sopapilla like it deserves, like it.
Indeed. I agree.
Shaking my head. I still haven't had a sopapilla, by the way. I still haven't had one. I don't know what they taste like.
Oh, they are really good. Especially when, like, on winter, like, those are the best things that you can ever have. And look, the Zerglings are actually going to be able to scout. And this is a free scout. You don't have to use the Overlord anymore. And this is great news for Ryu. And I don't know. He's pulling the Overlord back. And why is this so good? He's not gonna lose the Overlord. His macro is gonna be much more efficient. And Buraco, our MasTeR friend, needs to do something about it. He can not let this escape, from his grasp.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a bit of a shame that he got scouted. I mean, to be fair, he is going for an Oracle first, so there is still potential for damage here. And especially because we are on Blackburn, it's not going to take that long to get across the map and maybe get some drone kills. At the same time, MasTeR, he gets in with some adepts, but he took a lot of damage already.
Yeah, and the adepts are actually going to die instantly. And Ryu, once again, a very nice defense. Like, every time our MasTeR needs to like do some damage with the depths, with the Oracle, Ryu's already there deflecting it, deflecting the aggression. So I love how he's playing. He's playing perfect.
Yeah,
Look,
exactly. Oh my god, we
one
even have
drone.
a
That's
spore
it.
ready. One drone, as you said, the queens are in position. The Oracle doesn't really get anything done.
And oh my god, the Zerlings, those are a lot of Zerlings, and he needs to block it with a pylon, otherwise the Zerlings are gonna get in, and the Cybernetics core is now exposed. He's gonna be forced to make one more adept, a more defensive adept. He needs to use the Oracle energy, and these are very bad news for our MasTeR player. And I think that he's in a very bad spot. I mean, when you're at two bases with 20 workers, like 4 workers that shouldn't even exist that are there, um, I seriously think that he's in trouble.
Yeah.
He's getting third, but it's very late. If he cannot make any damage with the adepts that are coming on his way, he's dead. Like,
Yeah, and I
Ryu's
think
gonna
the important thing
go for
is
it.
that Ryu, with those lings that were attacking the natural, with those lings, he actually saw the Twilight Council, and he saw that it was researching. Like, he may not have been able to get in with an Overlord, but the lings have just seen everything this game, so he is aware of the potential of Glaive Adepts. He's getting ready. He has the Roach War, and we should be seeing some Roaches on the way, but Ryu is a little bit supply blocked, so a little bit feels bad, man, there. But as you said, like, he's even getting ready to wall off. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I mean he's suspecting already. This could be also Blink opening,
True.
but since he saw a lot of adepts with discerning, and now he literally confirms that with the attack of the adept. When you see that the shot, the ammunition that the adept is using is color green,
Mhm.
I mean color orange. That's when you know the upgrade of resonating glaives is already done.
Mhm.
So as you guys can see, Ryu is already prepared for this. He's got a much better army supply. He's got more workers. He's got all the creep spread that he needs. He's got the queens and the upgrades. I mean, he is in a perfect spot.
Yeah, exactly. The Roach is already coming out again. He's here ready to wall off if he needs to. At the moment, he doesn't. And oh my god, the Adepts actually commit to the shade. They commit in towards the third base.
Yeah, for 2 drones, literally. That's all he gets. And now he's gonna lose 2 adepts, and the drone already blocks the path. And look, the adepts are actually not gonna escape that easily. He's gonna lose more and more adepts. And like I said, if this doesn't make any damage whatsoever, he's gonna be in a bad spot. And that's what's happening here.
Yeah, he's in a bad spot. It's oh god. I mean, he's
In an awful
transitioning.
spot.
We have Blink on the way, but oh my god, this is gonna get scattered immediately. Ryu, he dives in after he defends, confirms that there are more upgrades on the way, that +1 is on the way, that there is a third base, and
When you're in disadvantage, you cannot play Forge robotics. You cannot do that because Roach Hydra will always kill any robotic unit. And if any, like, if you see disruptors of Colossus, just get Vipers. You win instantly. There's nothing you can do. Because if you go for Robotics Blade and High Templars at the same time, you're not gonna have army supply at all. You're gonna die. And you need time in order to get an army supply, and you think Ryu's gonna give you time? I mean, he's already pressing with his roaches in a manner of offense and defense at the same time. You really think he's gonna let you live? Like, I don't think he's that naive.
yeah, I mean, I don't think he's that naive either. Like, that's why he gets that War Prism out. He still wants to be the aggressor, if at first you don't succeed, try again. So he's now here with his second army. Blink is now done, +1 is done as well. So with these Blink Stalkers, maybe he can make something happen. I think what's important is that he has a lot of sentries and there are not a lot of Ravagers, so force fields can do a lot.
Yeah, and he's actually doing a great job at not letting Ryu use the gold base, which is a very good strategy, but lurkers are already in position.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see any future from this. If you have lurkers, it's just too easy to defend stalkers.
Especially when there's 0 detection on the map. There are no observers, there's no oracles. The oracle died earlier. Like, there's just no detection.
Yeah, you're actually right.
Up,
There's no observer.
Up.
And he got 2 lurkers for free. That's nice. But there's still 2 lurkers on the map. But at least he's gonna get the hatchery, which is a victory. 4th base behind us. So another victory. He's getting the roaches for free. Nice force wheels. God damn it, are you partying?
We thought partying went to the military. Nah, he went to Brazil, mate. He does wall off the rim. He still has plenty of sentries for more energy, and he does have an observer on the way. He critted it out, but it's not here yet.
Yeah, it's not there just yet, and he's still keeping up the aggression, you know. I love it. He knows that blink stalkers, he can be very dynamic. If things go wrong, he just blinks away. If things go right, blink forward. He's not losing anything from doing this.
Yeah, he's been controlling this army very well. Meanwhile, here we go. Finally, the observer has come across the map, and there's not a lot of army on top of these lurkers. If he wants to, we could try and blink on top of them. Up, he's going for it.
Oh, the blink forward. He kills all the lurkers. They were exposed, and Ryu was not expecting that. And actually, this is starting to look bad for Ryu. What?
Yo, he does it. And this is what I'm talking about. Ryu, he wants to play against Skytoss. He wants to play against the late game. But even though the Glaive Adepts didn't really do much at all, again, like pivoting away from the Glaive Adepts, going into that Blink Stalker push with all of those sentries, and Ryu taking up too much. He had an he was working. He had an infestation pit. He was going to be working on a hive. He was trying to tech up to Hydra Lurker Viper a little bit too quick, and he just didn't have a lot of supply.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate. I think that our friend wasn't really like prepared to see such a committed push from a MasTeR.
Yeah.
It was the mistake that he made. He thought that he would play against a Protoss that would try to get back from the game in a macro approach, but it wasn't that, you know. Like, there was an attempt of macro. It was the 4th base behind the push because our friend MasTeR realized he couldn't beat him on 3 bases, but it appears that he can. He actually can do it on 4 even. I mean, that's how good he is. The force fields, the control, the stalker management. Sick. Just sick.
Oh yeah, exactly. That was beautiful, mate. It was beautiful, and that's what you want to be doing. That's what you want to be abusing against a player like Ryu. That is where he can struggle a little bit, but we'll see if he can do it again, because now we are getting into game number 3.
So, representing at the top left corner, he is the red Zerg player from CranKy Ducklings, el mismísimo Peruvian Ryu.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Berlingrad LE, we have the Brazilian Protoss player representing Amantes, the StarCraft. It is MasTeR. He just took a game over Ryu.
Yeah, and it's gonna start to get interesting, you know. I mean, I beat a guy that can take games from Ryu. I mean, that's how good I am. Wait. We're not talking about me. I'm sorry. Sometimes I get a little narcissist.
God.
My bad.
I thought your therapist fixed it. I thought I thought he got rid of all that shaking my head.
He said I had lack of self-confidence, so I thought I had to be more narcissist, you know. What am I doing something wrong? What?
Ay. Este Cristiano.
Man.
But okay, we'll see how MasTeR can do here. You know, I'm unfortunately, you know, he's not as much of a cheeser, as much of a memer as someone like Cristiano, but I believe in him, especially on a map like Berlingrad. I don't know, what do you want to see, mate? And don't say Tempest. We know about the Tempest. What else? What do you want to see from MasTeR?
The other approach would be 3 Stargate. I don't know if you've seen that build. It's a very old build from Cest. That's very bad, actually. It's a bad build. That's why you don't ever see it. But that's the good part about it too, you know? Like, Zergs go for mass Mutalisk and no one specs that, and that's why it works. But if you scout the Mutalisk, you're dead. So it happens the same as Protoss, you know? You go for triple Stargate, the guy goes Mass Hydralisk with Queen,
Mhm.
you add up some Infestors. If you go for a much elaborated push, you're dead.
Mm.
There's nothing you can do because the heavy Void Right commitment is just too much. You cannot transition into other tech without dying. So, but this is the other thing. If you go for Queen Walk, you go for a Hydra push at 3 bases. If you do any aggression at all, triple Stargate will murder you, literally murder you. So when you see that build, Ryu, what he should do is just simply macro, get Festers, Vipers, you win.
Mhm.
But that's what not that's what happens, you know. Zergs are not comfortable when they see too many void rays, and you can start delaying the forward base. You can buy yourself time in order to transition into other robotics bay, perhaps carriers, you know, and that's when you get into late game with an advantage. That's why I think that build would be very good for our beloved Brazilian player.
Mm, And we'll see if he goes for it because he's already started. He's on the right path. He threw down a single Stargate. He's going to be cleaning up this Overlord, and the Overlord does get picked off. But no, instead of a second Stargate, he throws down another Twilight Council.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very late twilight because it was after the Stargate, and it's something you don't really expect, you know. But and I wanna see if Rio was able to scout the twilight. No, unluckily he was not able to do that. The Zerlings really tried their best in order to scout. Actually, one of them died. Honorable honorable friend dying for the swarm, but he wasn't able to get the information. And Ryu is kind of like blind, you know, like he knows that he's playing against the third base, but it's kind of like late, so you know there's something behind.
Yeah. From what I can tell, this is a very similar build to what MasTeR went for in game 2, the previous game that we just saw. But the difference being is that Ryu hasn't seen that Twilight Council. You see, he is in the dark. He's still preparing nonetheless because he knows he's in the dark. So he is throwing down a Roach Warren. He will have access to that tech. But again, he's not really going to be ready for it unless he catches wind of it a little bit sooner. Like, he still has to try and rely on these Lings to spot all those adepts.
Indeed, and there could be a chance of fourth base. And actually, look, the placement of the lair. It's on the third base.
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it's a bit odd. I think he did that maybe in game 1, I want to say, which I also thought was really interesting. I mean, the main base is typically where you don't want it. More commonly, we see it at the natural, but the third, it's interesting of Ryu to do that.
Yeah, it's very exposed, but at the same time, it gives more health to that more exposed base. So it kind of makes sense. But the thing is, if you lose that, you lose the game instantly. That's why people do it on the main, you know. But let's see. The adepts are already on the way, and there's a lot of adepts, and only a couple queens.
Yeah, there's a
This
lot
could
of
do some
attempts. We
damage.
did a wall! Puppy! Oh god, no, he's too late!
Oh no, and actually adepts are gonna get in, they're gonna start getting some drones, and this is what MasTeR was looking for in the first game of the series. Now he's gonna get the adepts on the third base, and boom, chakalaka, the drones are starting to die. 15 drones have died already, and this is just too much for MasTeR. I mean, this is what he was looking for. He's not been making more adepts, and he's still making damage. What is going on here, mate?
Yeah, the adepts, mate, it's good, especially when it goes unscouted. 17 drones, the entire mineral line has gone down. Eventually, they'll be cleaned up, but what's crazy is that they're still getting more kills.
Yeah, 21, 22. Oh man, 22 drones have been killed. And those adepts are the best adepts you could have ever hoped for, you know? Blink on the way, 2 Void Rays to defend the roaches. He's got a lot of batteries, he's got cannons, he's got the sentries, the gas, the saturated dirt. He can even go for a fourth base if he wants to. Like, and he's actually going for a war prism. He wants to follow the aggression with a mass gateway push at the third base of Ryu.
Yeah, this is again very reminiscent of the previous game, except this time MasTeR is in a much better position. Ryu, what is his plan from here? He's trying to drone up, he's trying to resaturate what he has lost. He's also working on a Ling Bane Roach Ravager army, but he's going to need time. What's important about what I just said though, is that this time he has Ravagers, compared to last time where the force fields absolutely destroyed his army.
Oof. And now the Warp Prism is on the way, the Stalker's gonna get in, the army supply of MasTeR is gonna be insane, and I don't know if the Ravagers are actually gonna be ready to defend a blink forward. The force fields are gonna be huge, like those are the best force fields you could have ever hoped for. And now he's starting to pick up one by one the units of Ryu. He's actually block supply. Oh my god.
Oh my god, he is supply blocked right now, so Ryu has very limited access to units right now. The Biles have honestly been pretty good though. The Biles connecting with the main army, and the sentries are running out of energy. We don't have that much more for force fields.
No, we don't. And there's a lot of Zerlings, you know, it's the perfect counter to this MasTer push. And the Corrosive Biles, ooh, that was very close. The Boy Rays are actually also in very bad health, you know. The Stalkers, oh my god, are trying to do their best, but it seems like Ryu's holding on.
Oh my god, he almost gets the War Prism as well. The second Void Ray got picked off, and just like that, Ryu is holding. Clearly, we're seeing that, hey, if Ryu is going to hold and defend against this, he needs to lose 22 drones first.
Indeed. He's angry. He's like, nah, I'm not gonna die against you. Even though I should be, nah, I'm not gonna do that because I'm just too pissed. You know?
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it. Now the Zerlings are gonna delay the 4th base, and there's nothing MasTeR can do about it. He's in almost kind of like a all-in-ish position right now. And without micro, you cannot do these types of things. You know, he just wasted his blink, and now Ryu can easily trade health for Zerlings, which is the best thing you could have ever hoped for. And now Zerlings are actually coming from the other side of the map, trying to delay any attempt of 4th base, and he can even do a surround.
Oh, he really could, and MasTer's aware of that, so he's going to be turning around here. He does end up catching these Lings. Meanwhile, at the same time, the Adepts are back, but this time Ryu is ready. This time he walls off.
Yeah, that was a nice wall, and it was very well handled by Ryu, and he always knew there was a chance of MasTeR doing that. He was like literally prepared the entire game, minute 10, waiting for that moment. And there could be a blink forward movement for the Stalkers, and the Adepts are gonna shade in. And look, the Ravagers by themselves, I don't know if they can hold on to those Stalkers.
Yeah, all the Lings went to defend against the Adepts, so the Lings are a little bit busy right now. As you said, these Ravagers are exposed, and there we go, MasTeR. He blinks on top of every single Ravager.
Yeah, he gets the best trade he could have ever hoped for. I think it was a mistake for our friend Ryu. He just left all his Ravagers alone trying to kill the Adepts, but he had the units to defend the Adepts without using the Zerlings, and now the micro from MasTeR is just simply sick, and he's just going to win the game.
Wow, GG gets called. One wrong decision there. Ryu just abandoning his Ravagers like that, and MasTeR recognizing the mistake, recognizing the opportunity. He went for it, and now he takes a lead in this series.
That was very sick. I mean, it's kind of like the weakness of Ryu. I didn't know that he had this weakness, you know, like the MasTer push.
Yeah.
He's not been able to find a real counter. And last game he was in a very good spot and he wasn't able to defend it. Now this game he was in a very bad spot, but he was able to do a much better defense. But although he had a much better approach in order to defend the push from MasTer, he still died, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's tough, you know, it's tough because now MasTer is starting to get some sort of advantage in this series. And I think we're actually one game away if MasTer wins.
Yeah, it's one of those things where even though Ryu was able to learn from Blackburn and have a better response, at the end of the day, losing 22 drones is a big deal, and it does impact your game, right? It does impact like your overall game state. So Ryu was in a really rough position. He was fighting back hard. Like I was so impressed. I would think we were both impressed with how he was able to perform, but it still wasn't enough. And yeah, I was talking about this before. This is kind of the aspect of the game that Ryu needs to work on the most, because I'll be honest, he's the most comfortable against Skytoss, against these Stargate openers. These gateway pushes though, these Blink Stalker timings, that is where he struggles a little bit more.
Yeah, and MasTeR's micro at the end was so good, you know, so
Yeah.
gosu. But the problem was before that, you know, he was macroing very poorly, just using all his stalkers, blinking away, and then going once again for the aggression. It was very strange, you know. Like at one moment he was playing kind of like a diamond player, and then out of nowhere, Parting took control of him, you know.
Exactly. I think it goes to show that MasTeR has a lot of potential as a player. He's clearly still growing. We've seen him improve over time. This is like one of the first times that he's made it this far in Sentimiento Latino, that he's made it all the way to the grand finals. And can he do it? Because you mentioned it. He only needs one more to be our champion.
Indeed, and he's proving himself to be worthy of being in the grand finals. And you know, I'm just gonna present the players because I think they deserve it. I mean, it could be the last shot that this player can have in order to tie up the series. He is the Zerg Peruvian player from CranKy Ducklings, Ryu.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the Brazilian Protoss player representing Amantes StarCraft, and again, only one game away from becoming our brand new champion. It is MasTeR.
Oof. And now things are starting to look very normal. Both players going for that expansion attempt, and they're gonna go for that. I don't know how to express it, but it's kind of like the type of game that you want to at least go for the win game, at least. Like, so we're not going to see crazy all-ins at one base or early two tiny pushes. It's gonna be clearly an attempt of getting that natural, getting a lot of mining there, and then go for the third base, go for that tech, and go for the pushes. Very elaborated, good pushes with a lot of gates on or on the other side of the map. The Zerg would be attempting to go for a lot of Ravagers and Roaches, or go for a lot of Mutalisks, but always includes a lot of units, you know. So I'm pretty confident that we are going to see that in both players attempting to get that mass army supply and try to kill each other with the best that they have, you know.
So I guess my question would have been that if you were in MasTeR's shoes and if you had experienced the series the way that he has, this game, would you have tried to go Stargate into Glaive at Eps again? Or would you not have risked doing it 3 games in a row?
I think I wouldn't risk it, because if he was able to defend that well and he lost 22 drones, I mean, what happens if he defends decently? He only loses 8 drones or 10. And I'm dead, you know, as a Protoss player. So I'd rather just go for a different approach, go for perhaps the traps opening, because he's been very defensive, you know. He's been the guy that tries to go for macro, and MasTeR on the other hand, he's kind of like the GM guy that only plays until minute 15 and that's it. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it would be nice to see the Protoss player go for and trap build, you know, get the 3 bases minute 350, yeah, and then start with 2 Stargates, add up the Fleet Beacon or the Twilight, and start macro from there, you know. But I don't see him doing the Twilight again. It would be very strange.
Alright, we'll see. We'll see what his plan is. As the Void Ray comes out, it will clean up this Overlord. Vision is gone for Ryu, and now MasTeR, the world is his oyster. He's going for the Oracle first, so going to be going across the map to deal some of that damage. But our eyes on him when it comes to the tech, and oh, he's going for that third.
Yeah, he's going for traps variation, but it's a little bit late. But yeah, it is traps variation. I love it. He knows, he's smart. He's like, I cannot do that again. I have to go for macro game, and this is the best macro build that you have because it's risky. But if you're able to have all your probes at your third base, you're gonna get an economical advantage. You're gonna get in a very good spot where you have the minerals to go for that tier 3 units. So let's hope that MasTeR gets into that point. Otherwise, our friend Ryu is just simply gonna.
That's the thing, right? Like I completely understand his decision to go for this kind of opener instead. I'm going for the more Stargates, right? We see he's going for Robo as well and a Forge. So again, a much more later game composition or view of the game. But at the same time, it's like, mate, the ball's on this guy. To do this against Ryu, like, Ryu is going to be much more comfortable this game. He doesn't have to worry about adepts shading into his mineral lines and killing drones and all this stuff. Like, no, he can be a lot more relaxed as a player. And that's always a scary thing when Ryu is allowed to do that.
Yeah, I tend to agree. But, MasTeR can also learn from his mistakes, The mistakes that he made was that unluckily for him, he didn't have high Templars.
Yeah.
He lost his disruptors very fast, and his carriers were killed so easy as well because of the Vipers. So if he's able to learn from his mistakes, I feel like he can put up a much better fight against Ryu. But even though you can pull up a better fight, Ryu looked very strong in the first game, so I don't think it's enough. You have to do something else, like a harassment, something that puts Ryu in a bad economical spot. If you are not able to do that, it's gonna be difficult.
Oh yeah, it definitely will. But we'll see. Because I completely agree. I hope that MasTeR has learned from it. I think the big thing that we're going to be looking for is that when he throws down that Templar archives, for things like High Templar and Storm, at the moment he is focusing a lot more on the disruptor production instead, right, to help support his Skytoss army, which isn't a bad thing by any means. And oh, yo, there we go, he's doing it.
Indeed, he's going for the mass charge, he's going for the disruptor, getting High Templars, he's getting all the tech that he needs in order to pass into a much later stage of the game. On the other hand, Ryu is in such highly good approach of the game. He's already getting Hive, he's droning already the 4th base, getting himself into a 5th base. He already knows what the process is doing, and I believe he is in such a nice spot. He feels so comfortable, in this position. And it's not good news for MasTeR.
It's not. When both players are allowed to macro up like this, like, we see just how much freedom Ryu has. We see like the creep spreading halfway across the map, drones, bases, tech, lurker den, upgrades. It's a scary thought, but we'll see how these kind of clash in the end. Maybe MasTeR can push out beforehand, like he's just about to finish up a War Prism, so that does signify some aggression from his part. So now he can start moving out, he can start reinforcing, and maybe he can hit Ryu before Ryu gets his ideal army.
I completely agree. And 2 disruptors, I don't think it's gonna be enough. I mean, you need to have more than just 2. I'm kind of worried actually, and the War Prism actually is a little bit exposed as well. He needs more Archons, and the Vipers are actually gonna get now on the way. And will we see a good shot? Ooh,
Maybe.
That was a nice shot. Oh my god,
Yeah.
those disruptors were nice, and he's actually gonna lose an Archon, I think. Oof, he almost did that.
Almost, but
The
that
Oracle
was
is now gonna reveal he does not need an observer for this. Oh my god!
He's
Oh
playing
my
with our
God.
hearts right now. Oh
Yeah,
god.
no.
He keeps the Oracle
disruptors-
alive, he gets in a decent position. Yo, he's getting on top of the lurkers. Oh!
Oh, those were just too good of shots. But what is he? What is he doing? Okay, he's getting a nice concave. He's got an observer. He's actually getting everything. Does Ryu have something?
Hey,
Something
Ryu,
left?
he's got a couple of roaches on the way. The Vipers don't have any energy. They're not doing anything at all. And this is the timing that we were talking about. MasTeR had to hit before the Lurkers were ready. That's exactly what he did. And now he's breaking through.
Oh my god, and actually +2 is not finished just yet. The disruptors are literally in the third base without any single protection. What? He kills all the roaches, but at the cost of what?
But nothing shoots up. The Void Race. The Void Race is just going to go to town. Like, all the queens are dead.
Yeah, and the Vipers are actually exposed, and that's it. MasTeR wins. Oh my god.
Oh my god. GG, well played. MasTeR goes across the map to Disruptor. That's all you need, buddy. You know, you deny the Lurkers, you have your vision, you have your detection with your oracles, and MasTeR is going to be our Sentimiento Latino champion.
Indeed. So congratulations to MasTeR. I lost to the finalist and to the winner of this tournament. I took a game against him. So that's how good I am, people. I'm just kidding. Oh, congratulations, mate. You made it into this spot. You won against the 6K Zerg. One of the best, actually, I think is the best Zerg Peruvian player that Peru has. So congratulations, my friend. You're getting every day much better. Hopefully you can come back to Eximus Gaming. Hopefully. And yeah, mate, hopefully you're enjoying the moment, enjoying those dollars as well.
GG. It was great to see MasTeR grow over the past, 6 months, grow as a player, get better and better results, and here for the first time win a Sentimiento Latino. Like, this is significant for MasTeR. Like, he's never won a weekly tournament like this before. I was talking about it at the start of the tournament, about how MasTeR for a long time has been like stuck in the middle of the pack, like below players like Shakti and Paco Mike and Darkness and even Dastan before him, like he was kind of stuck a tier below. But now he's been improving. Like, he's been getting better as a player.
Indeed, and like I said, he's playing almost perfect. The problem is, late game he takes bad decision makings, but when he goes for the timing pushes and stuff, he's almost unstoppable. So hopefully we get to see him play more, or tournaments, ESL, in the Clan Wars, and get more material from him. I'm pretty sure he's gonna keep improving himself. He's got much more potential than this. So that's how scary this guy is. And that's how good I am, because I took a game from that scary guy. Nah, I'm just kidding. But yeah, congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Yes, yeah, exactly. GG, well played. Hopefully we see more of MasTeR, not just in the weekly tournaments, but in DreamHack as well. I look forward to it. At the same time, my condolences to Ryu. Ryu, he also played well. I was so impressed that Ryu was able to make it to the finals. The way he did, he was able to take down Eggs as well. And even here in the finals, he didn't look the worst. But again, some lacking of some scouting information. These timing pushes, again, they hit so strong. And this is the weakness of Ryu. This is where Ryu needs to work on, specifically in this matchup. In ZvP, and hopefully he can work on it, because again, we've all got a couple of months until DreamHack Summer starts up again. And
yeah, indeed. I'm so happy right now, because our friend MasTeR was able to do the impossible, and and this was a very good and fun tournament to watch. And all the matches, Tabo played a lot, Science played there,
Crown?
Ryu played, Saab played. I mean, very good players played in this tournament. And having to know that MasTeR was the best out of all of them is insane. So congratulations. That's all I have to say.
Yes. Congratulations, MasTeR. Congratulations. And another thing that I also wanted to quickly bring up, and this also applies to you, Cristiano. Something big happened yesterday. I think less than 24 hours ago.
Okay.
Nation Wars was funded. Nation Wars was funded by the community. It hit 100%, and now Nation Wars is confirmed, which means that the countries, the people of StarCraft, you only need 2 players, and you can sign up and register to represent the country you're from.
Holy moly macaroni, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It was 10
nice
hours
to
ago.
know.
10 hours ago. Yeah.
A la verga. Alright. I think I'll be fighting for that ticket then. Hopefully I can represent Chile. Hopefully.
Yeah, like when I think of Chile as a country, like obviously there was a period where like Half-Breed and ZvP and Darkness, Dastan, but a lot of them have come and gone, and there's room for other players to represent Chile. So I think you have a good shot.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I'm literally the only Protoss Chilean left. Like, that's how sad it sounds, because it is sad. Like I'm the only GM Protoss. And there's a GM Terran, Crown.
Crown.
He's working now, so he's not like full-time playing, but when he was playing like try hard, he was 5.8. Like he even took games against Nina when she was at her prime and stuff like that. So he's kind of like a guy with the potential to represent the country as well. And on top of him, there's no one else. Like I literally, all the other players are like MasTeR 2, MasTeR 3, and some MasTeR 1s that can also represent. But there's only 2 GMs. I think.
Well, what about Sub? Sub is GM, no?
He's MasTeR 1. Yeah, like I said, he can represent as well. He's been actually playing a lot right now. I was with him on Discord, and he is soon to travel to France. So it's gonna be much more difficult for him to play StarCraft, but I'm pretty sure he's got a shot.
You say
perhaps.
difficult for him, but if he's in France now, he can ladder on the European server.
Yeah, but he's got no PC. That's the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got like he's not gonna be able to bring his PC to France. He's gonna be out for like 6 months, I think. So, yeah,
feels bad.
Yeah.
But so all the nations, we have Chile, we have Brazil, Mexico, even Colombia, right? Eggs can represent there as well. What are the other ones? Peru, of course. Peru's gonna be a tough one, like because it's gonna be public voting. So the most popular people are gonna get picked to represent their country. And even though there's great players like Davo and Chaos Fate, Katz is very popular. And if Katz signs up, he's probably gonna get it if he signs up. So it's like, we'll see who can represent Peru. Italy, of course. We'll see if Ryu goes to represent Italy or Peru. He has a choice because he has dual citizenship. But Nation Wars. It's gonna be massive. It's gonna be big.
Insane. Yeah, I don't know which link I have to go to sign up, but I'm pretty sure I will.
It's in the chat. The tweet is in the chat. It's in the chat.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even have Twitter.
Cristiano shaking my head.
No.
Nationwars.tv, the website. Hold on, I'll put that in the chat. There you go. In the Twitch chat.
Yeah, amazing. And actually plus 16 and I'm Grandmaster. Okay, I'm gonna try to represent.
You just need a passport. You need a passport. Because
God damn it, I'm illegal, mate. Come on.
God. So yes, Nation Wars is going to be massive. I think all of the CranKy Ducklings are going to try and represent their own respective countries. And it's a great event. We've been missing it. The last Nation Wars was like in 2019. It's been a long time. A long time.
Very long time.
Exactly. But with that, of course, congratulations to our finalists, our winners. Congratulations to Elaine. I saw Elaine in the chat as well. He won the participation raffle. And thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in and for watching the tournament. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. And Cristiano, do you have anything else you want to add? Are you going to be streaming at some point? You know, where are we going to see you? Are you going to be playing for Exeritus in the tournament?
There was a lot of people, you know, and hopefully I get to stream next week. Yeah, because this week it's very busy for me. So it was like literally this Friday, my night. Then I won't have time. So
fair enough. Are you playing like in a team league or something for Exeritus, or? Yes,
I am representing. It's been a tough league, but also a very entertaining one. So very passionate one as well.
Okay.
So yeah, hopefully you guys can see it on the main streams of our clan and the other guys' clans. Do you know? I forgot his name. Rumsley, for example.
Rumsley,
yeah. For example, he's casting all Infernal Gaming matchups.
Yep.
On the other hand, Exeritus is casting with Charlie Cox and Faespuka. And that's kind of like a lot of clans trying to cast their own games, and they are very interesting games, especially at the Pro League level. You know, we have Korean players in our clan that represent us, and they literally have been killing it. So there's a lot of high quality games that if you guys are very interested, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to see us one day out of, especially like on Mondays, especially Mondays. Like those are kind of like the special days where we play and give everything that our hearts can give.
So everyone check out the Berserker Team League matches that are played. Of course, Berserker Team League, we also played in that, but we played in that last season. We took a break this season, and hopefully we're able to compete again. I would love to play against Exeritus. I did notice that Exeritus picked up a bunch of the Korean players like Rebellion and Luna C and stuff like that. So yeah, it's exciting times here. It's great to see a team supporting these up-and-coming Korean players as well. They deserve the support. They're very hardworking. And yeah, you can also follow me at light_VIP on Twitch and Twitter. I stream throughout the week. I stream some StarCraft ladder sessions, some Final Fantasy, mainly in English, not really too much in Spanish, not really. Again, you can follow Cristiano for that if you want. Make him stream more, and make him. Wait, when are you getting Twitter?
One day.
Shaking my head. Even though you're gonna start up classes again, I hope to see more of you in these tournaments. Again, you made it to the semis. It could have been you in the finals. You could have been the champion. I think it would have been within your grasp. So yeah. I wish you the best in your gaming endeavors.
Amazing. So yeah, people, I'm happy for this, and thank you for not inviting me, but letting me to tolerate my presence. Thank you for that, and hopefully people enjoy the show, enjoy the content. I try to give a lot of content here. I'm pretty sure we'll get some video clips today, very decent ones. So yeah, please give a follow to my man here. He's been casting for literally like how long you been casting, man?
A long time. I'm getting old.
Yeah.
Ya estoy viejo.
Yeah.
CranKy Ducklings, mate. We've been casting since 2017, mate. 2017.
Holy moly.
We've been running tournaments.
That's a lot. Yeah.
But yeah. And thank you everyone for watching. We appreciate the support. And with that, we will see you guys next time. Our next broadcast is going to be tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to be casting ESL Open Cup Asia. Myself and Oreo, we're going to be covering that tournament. And of course, we have these Latin American tournaments every single week. Sentimiento Latino and Copa Hyperion. and we alternate between the two. So be sure to follow the channel for more Latin American StarCraft. With that, thank you everyone for watching. We appreciate your support, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Ciao.
Bye bye.
Bye.